students, welcome back to music class. Today we're going to start off this lesson with two fun songs. So the first one is Peanut Butter and Jelly. So that starts with a pat, pat, clap, clap, snap, snap, clap. And it'll go with the words peanut, peanut butter, and jelly. Peanut, peanut butter, and jelly. And then we sing about making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So let's start from the beginning with our pat, pat, clap, clap, snap, snap, clap part. Peanut, peanut butter, and jelly. Peanut, peanut butter, and jelly. First you take the peanuts and you dig them. You dig them, you dig them, dig them, dig them. Then you crush them, you crush them. You crush them, crush them, crush them. Then you spread them, you spread them. You spread them, spread them, spread them. Peanut, peanut butter, and jelly. Peanut, peanut butter, and jelly. Then you take the berries and you pick them. You pick them, you pick them, pick them, pick them. Then you crush them, you crush them. You crush them, crush them, crush them. Then you spread them, you spread them. You spread them, spread them, spread them. Peanut, peanut butter, and jelly. Peanut, peanut butter, and jelly. Then you take the sandwich and you bite it. You bite it. You bite it, bite it, bite it. Then you munch it. You munch it. You munch it, munch it, munch it. Then you swallow it. You swallow it. You swallow it, swallow it, swallow it. Peanut, peanut butter, and jelly. Peanut, peanut butter, and jelly. Okay, before we do our next movement song, let's review tempo. So tempo, see if you remember it before I tell you. Tempo means how fast music is. So tempo is the speed of music. So we're going to start largo, which is slow, and then go to moderato, and then we're gonna go to presto, which is fast. So we're going to sing Down, Down, Baby, and we're gonna start largo the first time. And the second time we're gonna do moderato, so in the middle, and now we're going to do presto for the last time. So the first one, let's do presto. We're gonna do largo, so slowly the first time. Down, down, baby, down by the roller coaster. Sweet, sweet baby, never gonna let you go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, pow. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, break down. I like coffee. I like tea. I like my friends and my friends like me. Let's get the rhythm of the head, ding dong. Let's get the rhythm of the hands. Let's get the rhythm of the feet. Let's get the rhythm of the SpongeBob. Put them all together and what have you got? Ding dong. SpongeBob. Put them all backwards and what have you got? SpongeBob. Ding dong. All right, now try it moderato. Down, down, baby, down by the roller coaster. Sweet, sweet baby, never gonna let you go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, pow. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, break down. I like coffee. I like tea. I like my friends and my friends like me. Let's get the rhythm of the head, ding dong. Let's get the rhythm of the hands. Let's get the rhythm of the feet. Let's get the rhythm of the SpongeBob. Put them all together and what have you got? SpongeBob. Oh, I'm doing it backwards. Put them all together and what have you got? Ding dong. SpongeBob. Put them all backwards and what have you got? SpongeBob. Ding dong. All right, presto, ready? Down, down, baby, down by the roller coaster, sweet, sweet baby, never gonna let you go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pow. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, breakdown. I like coffee, I like tea. I like my friends and my friends like me. Let's get the rhythm of the head, ding dong. Let's get the rhythm of the hands. Let's get the rhythm of the feet. Let's get the rhythm of SpongeBob. Put them all together and what have you got? Ding dong. SpongeBob. Put them all backwards and what have you got? SpongeBob. Ding dong. Good job if you guys kept up. All right, so we're going to be talking today about note values. And we're going to focus on 4 different types of notes. So the first one, we're going to look at the longest note. So note values, we're talking about how long a note is held for. So the longest note, some of you know, is called a whole note. And I'm gonna write the name of it. Oh, I'm disappearing. If I just move the board a little bit. So the first one is a whole note. And as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bars here. Each one of these bars has 4 beats. So each square represents 1 beat. This one is always beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, and beat 4. So a whole note takes up an entire bar because it's 4 beats long. So we have a whole note taking up 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can't fit any more notes in this bar because a whole note represents 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4 beats long. So this is a whole note and it is 4 beats. So when I ask you what the note value of a whole note is, you will say 4 beats. And it takes up a whole measure. The next note is called a half note. And how much of this measure do you think a half note takes up? Half of a measure would be correct. So a half note takes up half of this measure. And half of 4 is 2. So how many half notes can we fit in this measure? 2, because we have 2 here and 2 here. So we're going to put 2 half notes here. That half note is 2 beats. All right. So each half note is 2 beats long. The next note we're going to focus on is a quarter note. And if you know what a quarter coin is, 4 quarters equals $1. So think of it as 4 quarters of 1 whole dollar. So 4 quarters goes in a whole measure. So we'll put 1 quarter note per beat in our measure. So this is going to get 4 quarter notes. And the very last one is eighth notes. Oh, doesn't quite fit there. Eighth note. Okay, an eighth note you might know as a TT. So an eighth note, there's going to be 2 eighth notes in each beat. So how many eighth notes is going to be in one measure? because it's called an eighth note. So 8 eighth notes go in one measure, or in one bar, as I said before. So a whole note is 4 beats long, 4 beats in this bar. A half note is 2 beats long, so 2 beats, and then 2 more beats, so there's 2 half notes in this bar. And then a quarter note gets 1 beat, so 1 quarter note on each beat, so there's 4 quarter notes in a bar. So 1 beat. Quarter note is 1 beat long. And then eighth notes is a half a beat each. So there are 2 eighth notes in each beat. So 2 eighth notes is 1 beat. 4 eighth notes in a whole bar. Let's see if I can break that down a little bit for you guys and show you guys those note values a little bit more clearly and write a rhythm with it. So here's a different way of looking at our notes. So our whole note is on the top of our note pyramid. It is the longest note. 2 half notes are the same as, if you add these together, they equal the same amount of beats as a whole note. So all these all together equal 4. So the whole note is 4 beats. Each of these is 2 beats, and that equals 4 beats. Each one of these quarter notes, 4 beats all together. And then we have 8 eighth notes all together, and that is 4 beats. So we have a whole note. It's the longest note, it's 4 beats. A half note is 2 beats. A quarter note is 1 beat, so you need more of these to make up a beat. And then each eighth note is worth half of a beat. So when we tie them together, these are 1 beat all together. So 1 beat, 1 beat, 1 beat, 1 beat. We have 4 beats. Okay, so now we're going to practice what we know about these notes. Practice building a rhythm. So we're going to build a rhythm on these 4 measures right on the line using these notes. So I'm going to tell you guys about this time signature. So a time signature tells us how many beats are in each measure. I'm going to move this over a little bit so you can see me. So this means that there's 4 beats in each measure, and that the quarter note equals 1 beat. So for right now, we're going to focus on this top number, and this top number means how many beats per measure. So this means beats per measure. And each one of these measures is separated by a bar line. So here's a measure, here's another measure here, and a measure here. So we have 4 measures, and anytime we have an end of a song that we're writing, we always put 2 lines at the end. So 4 beats per measure. So we have to figure out which one of these notes to put in here. So a whole note is always going to take up 4 beats. So if there's 4 beats a measure, you can only put 1 whole note. So I'm going to use a whole note at the very beginning. So this takes up 4 beats. I can't put in any more notes. So now in the next measure, I'm going to see, let's see, I have a whole note, it's 4 beats. I can use a half note. A half note is 2 beats. So if I use a half note, I have 2 more beats in my measure I can use. So I could use maybe 2 quarter notes, because each of those is 1 beat. So this is, I'm going to write the numbers underneath these. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 beats all together. So let's write the beats actually underneath here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know the half note only takes up 2 beats. So we need something for the next beat, 3 and 4. So I'm gonna put a quarter note here, and I need 1 more beat. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 beats all together. So I'm going to put 1 more quarter note to take up that last beat. So we have 2 beats plus 1 beat plus 1 beat equals 4. So we're just doing really, really simple math using the number 4 basically, the number 2, and number 1. And so for the next measure, I'm going to put another quarter note. And how about after that, so I have 1 beat, I need 4 more beats. I'm gonna put a half note, and how many beats do I have all together? So we have a quarter note is 1 beat, and a half note is 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. If I need 4 beats in a measure, I need 1 more beat. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the 2 eighth notes that are together, because the 2 eighth notes together equal 1 beat. So we have 1 beat, 2 beats, and 1 beat. So 2 eighth notes is 1 beat. 1 beat, 2 beats, 1 beat. So 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So we have beat 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Okay, so for our last measure, I'm going to choose to put on a 2 eighth notes together. That's 1 beat. And then for the next one, I'll do a quarter note. And I'll do the 2 eighth notes again. And then I'll do a rest, quarter note rest. And that's 1 beat. So we have 1 beat, 1 beat, 1 beat, and 1 beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4 beats all together. We have all 4 beats there. So we have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. So for your homework, you guys are going to look at the Google Slides assignment, and you're going to do just this, and you're going to build these rhythms using the notes up top, and you're going to just drag them and put them where you want them on the line. So it has to be 4 beats in a measure, so use the math that you know, that the whole note is 4 beats, the half note is 2 beats, the quarter note is 1 beat, and the 2 eighth notes together is 1 beat, because each eighth note is half of a beat. Okay, so we're going to practice one more rhythm writing activity. So this has a different time signature. This has a 3 on the top instead. So if you remember, I said that the top number is how many beats are in each measure. This one is going to have 3 beats a measure. So beats per measure are 3. So our time signature is 3, 4. So this set of numbers right here is called a time signature. So this tells us how many beats are in each one of these measures. So, oh, and I forgot to put my 2 lines at the very end. Got to put my 2 lines there. So I'm going to use my addition with my notes again. So I have, this time I can't use a whole note because a whole note is 4 beats, and that's too many beats per measure. We can't go more than 3 beats. So we can use half notes, which are 2 beats. We can use quarter notes, which are 1 beat. and we can use eighth notes together, and that is one beat altogether. So we have those three choices. So in your Google Slide assignment, you will drag the notes to build your own rhythm. So I'm going to build one here on the board using those three choices. So for the first measure, I'm gonna put a half note, and that's 2 beats long. So I need one more beat in this measure to equal 3 beats. So I'll put a quarter note here, and we know that 2 plus 1 is 3. So I have enough for my 3 beat measure. For the next measure, I'm gonna put, I'll just put 3 quarter notes. So 3 quarter notes is enough for one measure, since we have 3 beats per measure in this one, because it's 3/4 time. The next measure, I'll use some of the eighth notes. So we'll put some eighth notes together, and that's 1 beat. So I need 2 more beats. So I'll go ahead and put a half note here again. So we have 1 plus 2 is 3 altogether. And then next one, I will put another TT, and I'll put a ta, or I should use eighth notes, so TTs, eighth notes, a quarter note, and 2 more eighth notes. So we have 1, 2, 3. 3 beats. Okay, I hope the note values make sense to you guys, and I will have the instructions on there for that Google Slides activity, and you don't need to copy me. Just do on your own rhythm using the notes that I have above for you guys by dragging them onto the line.